All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Black Friday events are in full effect. And with that, I already have a lot of y'all hitting me up asking for a Black Friday uniform buying guide for 2025. So that is exactly what we're going to be doing today because as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we are on our way to 600 uniforms in this game. It's actually kind of crazy. We're at 555, or at least that's what I own. And we're going to be getting two more today. We're going to be getting Ares and Amadeus Cho. It's kind of crazy. So if you're new or free to play, yeah, you don't need all these uniforms, okay? You need maybe like 60 of them, and that's it. Honestly, at any given point in time. So we're gonna pull up a tier list right here. I'm gonna show you guys how I would rank some of these uniforms, the ones I would still buy in 2025. We're gonna fly through this really quickly so that you guys can spend wisely. I think Abomination is a good one if you are a Hulk player. Okay, if you like Hulk and you want to use him for Alliance battle for the combat supervillain day, ABX ABL, then you need this guy right here to juice up your Hulk. Now, your seasonal uniform. So if you missed it, gonna have to live without it, or you can buy the seasonal uniform ticket for $36. By the way, I don't recommend it, right? And you can go ahead and pick up this uniform. Again, I don't recommend it, but I am going to include the seasonal uniforms in this list. I will just call it that they're seasonals, and yeah, you have to keep in mind that if the season has passed and it's not coming up for a while, you're just gonna have to spend money. This is what it is, right? So we're gonna put Adam Warlock in PvP God. I do still think in 2025 this uniform is one of those ones. He's still one of them ones. He's still him, you know, still very toxic. Now you notice I have PvP gods and then I have Otherworld Battle, TBA, and AC. Characters that are in this category are great for all PvP game modes, and they may not be considered the must-haves, and I don't think Adam Warlock is a must-have, and that's why I don't put him up here, even though he's great for all PvP content. But characters that you see me put here are for people who want to play other PvP game modes and they already have the essentials, okay? So you wouldn't buy from here before you buy from the other categories, but I did want to include this category as well, okay? Next up, I'm gonna put this guy right here in meta support because he's absolutely fantastic for for Null, and he's also absolutely amazing for Venom. I'm gonna prematurely put Amadeus Cho in the meta support category because he's now a speed male superhero support, and the only other one we have that speed male superhero is Nick Fury, and you want to have two, right? So yeah, we're gonna put her. She's a great support if you play these game modes, right? So I'm gonna put her right here. I do think you want to have a uniform for Ancient One. It doesn't matter which one. You just want to have the flexibility of making him or her, right? So you don't necessarily have to get this one. You could get the one from before, but I just figured I'll put up the newest one. She's a good support. She's kind of falling off with more characters coming in, giving you more than just the 40% attack to villains. Like for example, we just got Athena that gives you 40% extra damage to villains plus 25% attack. So that's kind of pushed her out a little bit, especially since we got Voodoo just not too long ago, right? So I wouldn't say she's meta. Like same for Sif. Like she's great, but once you get other options, you don't necessarily need these two as much. But I would definitely put them maybe ahead of these guys. I would probably put A1 ahead of them just because A1 can be tier 4 and then you can use him to buff your Storm and your Ghost Rider and your Thor. So not necessarily like a must-have support, but still pretty damn good. I'm gonna put this guy right here. Also gonna put these are supports, but I guess I should put them in like the end of this category because they're essentially just support. We're gonna put her as a meta support. He's also a meta support. She's a striker, but also really good for this piece of content here. Any of these, you probably won't see her in TVA, but you'll definitely see her in Otherworld Battle and AC. So if you play those modes, then yeah. Bullseye, ABX, ABL. However, let me go ahead and pin this so we can just scroll this way and then scroll that way. Better than Bullseye is this guy. This guy is like, honestly, you want to have, if you're free to play, you want to have both of these uniforms, because Bucky right now is kind of like Scarlet Witch, right? He can be an amazing speed superhero and also an amazing combat supervillain. He's on my list to tier 4. Honestly, I'm going to tier 4 him probably the next cycle. The next time he comes around in ABX, ABL, I'm gonna go ahead and put him up. Yeah, he's amazing. Cap, I do think Cap is a worthwhile investment. I do think she's a worthwhile investment only if you have the Weapon X uniform though. Cap, even without it, is really good, but her with Weapon X, giving her the immortality, pretty solid. It pains me to do this, but Deadpool is just down here with Black Widow, bro. Like, it's so sad, so sad, so sad. I would say Colossus is still a meta support. She's ABX. Meta support is Cyclops. Cyclops is too good. I would kind of do I probably should move him down a little bit. Let's just put him there for now. Speaking of which, there's a lot of like older uniforms that are coming back in the meta with the recent change to ABX and ABL, creating more days. Doctor Strange is one of them. Okay, so now Doctor Strange, this uniform has been a must buy, and now this uniform is also meta for ABX, believe it or not, because he is the strongest blast male hero that we have. So if you didn't have it previously, you might want to go pick up the spacesuit. It's actually kind of crazy, boys. Doom, let's go ahead and put Doom right here in Otherworld Battle. I think depending on the build, he's about here. Let's go ahead and put Voodoo here. We should put of course we gotta put Null, must buy. We gotta put Mephisto, must buy. Sentry is kind of a must buy too, especially, hold on, where's this guy? He's somewhere here. We'll pick him up in a sec. Do I still think Ghost Rider is a must buy? Yeah, if you have the artifact, then yeah, I would say definitely. Gladiator, he has a couple days. So I'll definitely put him like here, put you like there. Gwenpool is super strong as a speed villain. I think she is better, in my opinion, better than Bullseye. I see people singing the praises of Bullseye, and I'm on the cusp of tier 4ing him, but I already have Gwenpool, and I think Gwenpool is better. Strongest speed alien in the game is this girl right here. I think she probably should go somewhere here. She's absolutely amazing. Gambit is coming back. We gotta put Gambit. So the characters that you see in AB meta, like Alliance Battle meta, they're pretty much only used for AB. If you see someone in Meta Plus, it means you can use them. Well, technically you can use these characters elsewhere, but the characters that you're gonna see me put in Meta Plus are characters that do really well in like AB, but also like destroys world bosses and GBR and that kind of stuff, right? So keep that in mind. Okay, let's go ahead and put some other characters in here, like Wolverine. I still think Wolverine is a must-have, just because he's so flexible, right? You could use him for PvP, which you should, but at the same time, if you switch him over to a PvE build, he shreds content. So essential. I don't even know where do I put Rogue, because her role is very like one-dimensional at the moment. She's not a support, she's not PvP, she's meta, but I didn't think her role is just dispatch farming, bro. Like literally. I'm gonna put Venom in Meta Plus, right? Because he's great for AB, but also he's so useful for World Boss. There's so many restrictions and stuff that he hits, and because you can use him with AV, chef's kiss. Meta supports, we're gonna go ahead and toss in both of the Taskmaster uniforms because you want to buy both of them. You're seeing a lot of duplicates nowadays, and I like that, to be honest. Once upon a time, and for the most part, it's genuinely just the newest uniform is better, but I don't know if they're intentionally doing it, but if they are, they need to keep doing this because I actually like it. Okay. Scarlet Witch, I don't know if this is gonna be considered me being biased, but I kind of want to say Meta Plus, you know what I'm saying? This uniform is not that great for World Boss, but this one is kind of good, at least for me. But yeah, she's kind of like Bucky. I'm gonna let Venom hold on that tier by himself. But yeah, these two uniforms are kind of a must buy. You know what? I'm gonna put them in must buy. Yeah, I'm gonna put them in must buy. Y'all might disagree with me, but I'm gonna put these in must buy. It's kind of crazy to think I'm gonna put Bucky's uniforms in must buy, but if you have these, you essentially, it's 2 characters, 4 uniforms, but essentially you have 4 characters while only needing to build 2. And if you buy them at the 50% discount, you're paying the price of 2 uniforms, getting 4 uniforms, and essentially having 4 characters in 2, you know? So you don't have to get 4 different CTPs, you don't have to get Odin's Blessings to 4 different characters. I see extreme value here with these characters, and I guess I should do the same for like this Doctor Strange space suit as well. For now, it's a must buy, but you don't really use it anywhere else, and you don't really use these guys anywhere else. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys disagree, it's fine. Thanos, honestly, these days is just down here. He's not really rocking out in timeline like he used to. I don't think Surfer is a must buy anymore. You know, might just be me. All right. Red, I don't really use as much anymore. So I'm gonna put him right down here as a good support, not necessarily a meta. Enchantress, meta. We're gonna put her in Meta Plus. And the reason why we're doing that is because she has the support value, the PvP value, if you swap her to a PvP build. And now that we have a Blast Female Day for ABX, she's the best option, like by far, which is kind of crazy. So I'm gonna put her in Meta Plus. We're gonna put these two, I don't know, Strange. Yeah, I'm gonna put Strange ahead of Storm. Barely. Nah, I can't do it. Blasphemy. I love Storm. Anyway, I love them both, but whatever. My boy, the coldest of suns. We'll toss. Joe, you're gonna have to go to the back, bro. Back of the line. You gotta work your way up. Meta support. Joe, you gotta show us your value. Meta support. Meta lead / support. What else we got? Meta support. Joe, you gotta move. Meta support. Strife has kind of fallen off, to be honest. You only really see him in Otherworld Battle. Where is my Hela? I love you. Marry me, please. I'm joking. I'm taking men. Anyways, meta support. Meta support. You got meta support there. She's okay as a support. I wouldn't necessarily buy this uniform. Just to buff the support, you only get 5% more, but for 50% discount, it's up to you if you want to do that. What else we got? Spider-Man. Honestly, these days, you only really see Spidey in Otherworld Battle if a lot of people are banned, especially if Carnage is gone and Apocalypse and Cap are gone. But I'm gonna put him here because he's not terrible. I do think she's a good support. I can't really justify meta support, but she's good. She's good. We'll put her here just because it's a higher tier. You know, because she has some PvP value and she makes other characters like pop too. So for Chasm, you would only be buying this uniform for Chasm if you want to use Miles a lot, right? And what I mean by a lot is if you have the older hero uniform for Miles and you don't want to go build up Bucky as a speed hero, then you would, you know, buy this uniform for Chasm. But keep in mind that the speed uniform, the old speed uniform, speed hero uniform for Miles is worse than Bucky, right? So this is a good support, but it's very niche. It's only really for Miles because you're not really using Spider-Man and Chasm or Scarlet Spider together unless you're putting them in AC. Okay. Miles, he slaps. He slaps. But do I want to put him in Meta Plus? Because he's good for Infinite. I'll put him at Meta Plus. I'll put him at Meta Plus. Thing is, as one of the best strikers in the game, there's an argument to be made that he should be up here. But he can keep Venom company for now. Alright, so Otherworld Battle, we're gonna throw you in. We'll sort that out after. Unfortunately, we gotta put Loki in here because Hades didn't completely replace him. He only has 1 day though, so whatever. AC stuff, we put Punisher, Daredevil, and Elektra. All 3 of these guys are on my list of tier 4. Shang-Chi too. Like they're all like decent for AC, so if you care about that. You should get a uniform for Wong, either the old hero one or the villain one. I personally think since Strange is a villain now, you should probably get this one because then you can use him with Strange and World Boss and stuff, but it's completely up to you. She's a meta support right now for the Inhumans, so we'll toss her in there. And I'm still testing this out, but I do believe that Kamala Khan is going to be Alliance Battle meta over Black Bolt. I really do. I really do. So she's on my list of tier 4 as well. Like, if y'all have tested it, let me know what your findings have been. But let's go ahead and throw you there as a meta support. Quicksilver. I just wanted to include some options here for people who already have the must-haves, you know, so they can see what else they can pick up that would be useful. I'm gonna put honestly outside of PvP, I'm gonna put Sentry down here, bro. Maybe I'll move this tier up so it doesn't look so bad, you know, so it doesn't look so blasphemous. But maybe I'll put it like this, you know, so it doesn't look so blasphemous. So I have 2 Thanoses here, and the reason why I do that, or I did that, is because a lot of people are like me and they hate playing Loki. And if you don't like playing Loki and you don't want to buy Hades, then you got to buy Farmer Thanos. I thought about putting Star-Lord on this list as well for people who hate playing Gladiator, but just know if you don't want to go get Gladiator, your next best option is Star-Lord. Okay, now where do I put Thor? Because Thor is very good, but I can't really justify putting him in Meta Plus. See, I'm gonna have to create a whole new tier for like people like Rogue and Thor, bro. He's a meta support. Very, very good. Obviously the Queen, gotta toss her in here. And she's very good. We go ahead and toss her in AB. We'll go ahead and just toss it there for now. And Luna. Honestly, with a CTPF competition, I do think Luna becomes meta plus. You know? I do think. Like, if you're playing her with a Rage, then it's Alliance battle pretty much. But once you give her like a competition, like, she becomes so much better for World Boss. It's not even funny. Let's see. Toss her there. You basically just a HP. These HP supports are just for Otherworld battle. She's meta too. He's Otherworld battle stuff. Okay. Otherworld battle stuff for the restrictions. She's Otherworld battle. She's kind of meta, so I'm gonna put her in meta. We have so many debuff removals now. We have so many. She's still like one of the best, like arguably the best, but she doesn't get used in timeline unless you're testing. So I'm like, best I can do is put her in this, so she's just a little bit above the people who are considered to be good. She's really good as a sniper. Gonna put her in meta support now because of the day for Invisible Woman, because you're gonna put Riri with Invisible Woman and Valeria, and then Magneto and Gambit go together for ABX, that male mutant day. And these two, they're very good, honestly. I'm gonna add a tier just for them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna add a row for them, bro. Very good. I know, cliche, but I do think they're very good. Thor, I can't say Thor is meta plus because there's nothing that you really need Thor for, but he's so good for World Boss. And then Rogue is pretty much just a dispatch queen. Sorry, not dispatch, Rift queen, like Dimension Rift, right? So all these uniforms I can see value in. Yeah. Let me know in the comments if I missed anyone, guys. But for now, I think these are probably the most valuable uniforms in the game. Yeah. Anyways, ladies and gents, leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm gonna wrap it up here, honestly. I think these are solid options. If you have anyone on your mind that I didn't include in this one, drop me a line in the comments and I'll try my best to respond to you.